Dust by Jeffrey G.N. Harrison. Everything was covered in the same orange dust. Shezad and his kin had known nothing other than the dust for as long as clan memory existed. During waking time and sometimes during the dark time when returning from hunting, he would have to contend with it and all its denizens. His hovel, little more than a lean-to stacked up against the cliff wall like the homes of the others of his clan, kept most of the dust out. Usually the dust only came in when they opened the door to leave or return home. Other times was when the dust blew in from the riverside during storms that filled the skies. Shezad knew the storms were getting worse and happening more often. Each storm damaged his home a little more, and each time he needed to seek out the sticky black glue. It was always buried in the far fields and retrieving it was risky. Garabeasts roamed those fields and they favoured fresh meat. The black glue was used to coat the outside of their homes, leaving them sticky. Even when small winds blew the dust around, the black glue would catch it and hold on to it, making the walls of their lean-to homes harder, until the next big storm. At sleep time, Shezad would dream of a wondrous city. It gleamed and shone under a bright orange light giver in a clear blue sky. Shezad had never seen the colour blue, or had any way to describe it outside of stories from the elders. Elder Dresht, now Dust himself, told stories about clear skies when Shezad was a youngling. He didn't believe the stories, but he longed to see those skies himself. Shezad was sleeping after a long hunt when his wife Laura burst into their home. "Shezad, wake! Rem seeks you," Laura said. Rem, the oldest of the elders, was respected by everyone. Quickly, Shezad put on his shoes and grabbed his hunting knife before following his frantic wife. "Laura, give me time." "Rem says we have no time," Laura said. They rushed to Rem's hovel, their cloaks held against the wind and the dust it carried. This storm was ferocious. Shezad thought he heard a Garabeast howling in the wind too, maybe more than one. This was the closest to the river he'd ever heard them. Inside Rem's cramped hovel, where the air was thick with the dust, Rem sat huddled by a small, light stone. Shezad also saw elders Somak and Treth heatedly discussing the storm. "Shezad," began Rem, immediately ignoring the others and stood to speak. "You're our best hunter, and we need you to hunt now." Shezad looked between everyone. Treth looked furiously at Rem, but stayed silent, knowing his place. Somak smiled gently. Rem's face was emotionless. "This storm will get worse and may not end. We need someone to go beyond the far fields to make them stop," Rem said. "How will a hunt do that?" Shezad asked. Rem pulled a crystal from under her cloak. It was impossibly smooth, unlike the cliffs or the ground. "This crystal will stop the storms." Shezad didn't understand. "Rem, it's not safe," Treth exclaimed. "Beyond the far fields is dead," Laura said. "I found it amongst Drael's things after we laid him in the deep earth," Rem said. "He kept it hidden, perhaps in fear, perhaps a mercy. It is a key, Shezad. Not for a door, for the sky." Shezad reached out, his fingers hovering over the cool surface. "The dream," he breathed. "The blue I see. It's in here, isn't it?" "This will light the spire Drael spoke of," Rem replied. Her eyes held a terrifying weight. "It has been silent for generations. Once awake, every Garabeast within leagues will know. Drael knew. He chose safety in the dust over a gamble for hope." She held out the crystal to Shezad. "I'm too old to run, and the others are too afraid, but you," she paused, "you have been dreaming of it your whole life." Shezad knew what this meant, but nodded, just the same. "I will go." "No," Laura said, her voice cracked. Tears were already forming around her eyes. Shezad pulled her into an embrace. "I must. If not this one," he patted her growing belly, "will have no life." Laura was sobbing now. Shezad pulled away, rested his forehead against Laura's and then turned back to Rem. The crystal glowed slightly, as if in anticipation. Shezad took it and left without another word. Outside, the wind was stronger. The dust bit into his face. From downriver came growls. He ran upriver towards the hunting fields and the far fields beyond. The dust made it hard to breathe, but still he ran. His cloak was pulled around his mouth, but it didn't keep all the dust out. It stung his eyes, but still he ran. The howls were louder. Garabees were hunting him now. He knew, but still he ran. His lungs burned and his legs felt as if they could not continue. At the far fields, he could smell the musk of Garabees on the wind. The nearby growls meant more mouths to eat him if he stopped. Beyond the far fields, dust shrouded everything, including his goal. With the crystal in his hand, he squinted through the dust. A new noise alerted him. It repeated. Not a growl. It was melodic. Hope flared. The sound brought him to a tall spire reaching high into the dust above. The growling surrounded him. His grasping hands found a smooth hole. Shezad knew this was where the crystal went. He pushed it in. With a whir, the spire pulsed, pushing him and the dust away. It took effort to stand still. Garabees were no longer growling, but now he could see there were 5 of them. The spire pulsed stronger. The sky split, and for the first time ever, Shezad saw blue skies.